Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ndeye Peinda, and if you are tuned in today, we are going to be getting unready. We're going to be stripping away the makeup, and I'm going to be chatting with you guys about everything that has been happening with me, all of my life updates, my dreams, my goals, everything. I want to go ahead and thank you to the people for sponsoring today's video. I will be using their new Dream eye cream and telling you guys all about it and how I incorporate it into my nighttime skincare routine. So make sure you watch all the way through, especially if you are on the market for an eye cream or you want to know what the benefits of an eye cream are. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. Alright guys, so I did go ahead and just push my hair out of my face, put on a cute little headband, and I removed my lashes. Those are usually my first steps when it comes to removing makeup, is just making sure there's nothing in my face and making sure that I have my lashes off. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with taking off my makeup and just showing you guys my skincare routine, particularly in the nighttime. And as I'm doing that, I'm just going to be talking to you guys, so everything will be in the description bar down below. I was super excited when you to the people reached out to me for their Dream eye cream, because with this video I can give you guys a much needed update and just talk to y'all about this idea of following your dreams. So if you guys are not new here, then you know that I have been through many phases when it comes to work, when it comes to life. I've been through a lot of, just ups and downs, as we all go through, of just like being emotional and all over the place. I did a video earlier this year letting you guys know that I did quit my job as a teacher and that I was working for a makeup company as their social media manager and just making a complete career change and working in the beauty industry. So I actually did that for 9 months. So from essentially November until the end of July, I was working for a makeup brand. Some of you guys may know which makeup brand I was working with, some of you may not. But in August, I quit my job and I went full-time as an influencer and as a content creator. And I know that you're probably like, wait, what? Because I haven't said much about it, but that was very purposeful as well. Just because I was very afraid, I was very scared of what people would say. I was afraid of what my parents would say. I was afraid of what my friends would say. And even when I asked some people what their thoughts were, there's always this question of like, can you make money from it? Is it sustainable? And as someone with like a West African background, it's just like, is it a respectable job? You know what I mean? Like, it's not something that I had to go and get my master's for. It's something that I was just able to pick up. And so for me, following my dreams means just betting on myself. It means knowing that, everyone may not necessarily agree with what I'm doing. Everyone may not necessarily understand it, but it's what brings me joy and what brings me passion. So it's been about a month and there's been a few ups and downs, and I'll just share like some of my key takeaways and just let you guys know a little bit about, what I hope to see happen. Right now what you see me doing on my face is I use an oil cleanser to just break down the makeup. I still do use makeup remover wipes, but one of the reasons why I like using the oil cleanser is because it's not as harsh when it comes to stripping your makeup away or taking your makeup away. It doesn't leave my skin feeling stripped. So I'm just melting it, literally melting it all off, and I'm about to go wash it off and then I'll be right back. As I wash this off, I'll probably also use my cleanser and my micro exfoliant. So I will be back with a cleansed face. Alright, so I'm back with the cleansed face, and I'm just gonna wipe down my face with a clean paper towel. But yeah, as far as just like how the month has gone, it's been interesting. There's been a lot of ups and there has also been a few downs, and I feel like the biggest thing for me, I'm actually gonna go ahead and apply a mask. The biggest thing for me has just been believing in myself, right? Like, we have these dreams of things that we want to do, of who we want to be, and I feel like sometimes it's almost like your dreams seem unattainable. It seems like something that could happen for everyone else, but not necessarily something that can happen for you. And so I know for a fact that that's literally just like, that's not true, right? Like if it's a dream that you have, if it's something that's within you, you guys know as far as how I feel. I just feel like, you know, there's not going to be anything that is put within my spirit that I feel like God is telling me to do that is not for me. And so because I know that this is something that, as far as being an influencer and being an influencer full time, it's been something that's been on my mind for so long. I know that it's what I'm supposed to do, but there's a small fear of, can I actually do it, right? And so with that thought of questioning if it's something that I can actually do, what ends up happening is that you self-sabotage, or me personally, I self-sabotage, right? So I'll know, okay, I want to do this, I want to be successful with it, but then those doubts will come into my head of, is this something that you can actually do? And as a result of those doubts, I act in a way that is detrimental to me. So that can be me not being consistent, that could be me not, you know, just like doing the things that I know I need to do, not planning accordingly, not getting up to brainstorm the ideas that I know that I have, or me not actually putting into action the ideas that I have, because I think that there's a small part of me, no matter how much I don't want to admit it, that is afraid of failing. And so because I'm afraid of failing, because I feel like, is it really possible for me to attain this? Is it really something that can work for me? You know, I do all of the steps that would manifest those negative thoughts that I have had. So I talked to one of my friends, and I'm just masking. So I talked to one of my friends, and we both just came to the conclusion of, yo, like, one, I need to get a therapist. That's like super important. And I think that, you know, in my community, in my culture, getting a therapist or seeking therapy is not necessarily something that is talked about. It's not something that we have conversations about. But the reality is, like, all of these things, all of these doubts in my head, me feeling as though I can't accomplish the dream that I have, or me self-sabotaging, that means that there's work that I need to do, right? And the reality is that when I get out of my head and I get out of my own way, I create and I do amazing things. And so it's just like, you're constantly doubting yourself, or I'm constantly doubting myself. I'm constantly feeling like I can't, you know, be who it is that I want to be. I can't reach that goal, that dream that I have. And yet everything that comes my way, all of the opportunities that come my way, all of the people that I meet, all of the people who enjoy my work, it's just like, you don't think you can do it, but you have so many other people who already know that you can. You have so many people who believe in you. So there's a lot of work that I need to do when it comes to just unpacking the why. Why am I afraid of success? Or why am I, you know, so gung-ho about this idea of failing? Like, what is it that makes me feel like this? But also, how can I overcome it, right? So some of the things that I've been doing to overcome it is just doing the work. Like, there's literally no other suggestion, no other option than physically forcing myself to be productive, physically forcing myself to do things, because it's just like, the easier thing to do is to just sit around, feel the fear, and not do it. But I've been pushing myself to feel the fear and do it anyway. And so to anyone that is watching this, if you are struggling with anything that it is, if you're feeling afraid of starting your business, of hitting up the person that you want to talk to, of shooting your shot, of quitting your job, of you know, just acting on anything, if you're feeling fear, I want you to know that that is okay. It is normal. I want you to feel the fear and do it anyway, because what I'm afraid of more than anything, even with this whole idea of failing, is getting to a point where I'm sitting down. I envision myself sitting down in like a rocking chair with a journal, old and gray. Hopefully I can make it to be old and gray, but being older and, you know, thinking back on my life and feeling like, wow, I wish I would have done. I wish I could go back. I wish I would have this. I wish I would have that. Like, I'm so afraid of being at a point where I look back on life and I just realize I dropped the ball, because like, everything is going right, but for some reason I'm afraid to move forward. You know what I mean? And so it's just overall a bunch of fear that I've been feeling within this last month, a bunch of self-sabotage that has been happening. And I just know that for me, my dreams are attainable, like, and I need to believe that, because I wouldn't be where I am if they weren't. The thing that I did a few days ago was I just sat down and I journaled and I wrote about, like, who do I ultimately want to be, right? So what type of lifestyle do I want to live, and then what are the habits that I want to have in order to become a better person. So from there, what I did is I backtracked and I said, okay, what are the things that I can actually do on a day-to-day basis? What can I do today to be closer to that person? What can I do tomorrow to be closer to this ideal person? But then also, how do I appreciate where I am now? How do I appreciate who I am now? And so I've been writing daily about things that I'm just grateful for, things that went well in the day. I've been writing on my to-do list and actually crossing things off and checking them off, so I feel that sense of accomplishment, so that each day I feel gratitude for where I am, but I'm also practicing the daily habits for who I want to be. So a part of that means starting to wake up early and go to bed earlier. Like, I don't know what it is, but I am more productive in the morning, even though I like to sleep in. So I have to force myself to just get up earlier to get things done, so that I can actually check off those things on my to-do list and feel productive. If you don't follow me on Instagram, one of the things that I talked about was this idea of having realistic to-do lists. Like, I am that person that will have a to-do list of 50 things and think that it's possible to get it done in a day, even though subconsciously I know it's not, so that when I don't check off all of those 50 things, I'm just like, ugh, I'm overwhelmed, I couldn't do it, I'm so sad, I'm so upset. And then I'll soak in those feelings where it's just like, no, take a step back. And so what I've been doing is I've been giving myself 3 goals each day to get done. 3 things. 3 things. If I can get more done, that is ideal, but my goal is to get those 3 things done. And what that's helped me do is just be more realistic with what I can and cannot do, and set those boundaries with people to let them know, hey, I would love to be able to do X, Y, and Z, but unfortunately I can't, because I know what I'm already committed to doing. And that's been super helpful for me. And the third one has just been positive affirmations. Y'all, I definitely have heard people say this idea of, like, talk positively to yourself, and I've preached that as well. But one thing I have not done is, like, daily positive affirmations of standing in the mirror and saying positive things to yourself. And I started doing it like 3 days ago. It hasn't been long, and I felt so awkward. I still feel awkward doing it, but I'm hoping that what it will do is allow me to consciously and subconsciously think better of myself, of my capabilities, what I can do, and that will overcome the fear that I have. And so you become what you say you are, and that's why I'm always very careful of saying, like, I may feel lazy, I may have a moment where I procrastinate, but I am not a procrastinator, I am not a lazy person, because I don't want to speak those words into existence. And so I think the opposite happens, where if you talk to yourself every day and you say, I am driven, I am determined, I will be successful, I will manifest everything that I want, I will be someone that is prayed up, I will be someone that is surrounded by an abundance of love. If you say these things to yourself consistently, I truly believe, and I'm starting to believe, that I will act in the ways in which I manifest that. So those are like the 3 major things that I've been doing, and they've been working out for me so far. I mean, I've had a few productive days, but overall this month has been truly eye-opening, because it's all me. You know what I mean? Like, it's either I'm gonna go for it and I'm going to accomplish what it is that I set out to do, and that's the only option. I'm not even gonna say that there's an alternative to that, because at this point, like, that's it. We're gonna be successful, and that's just what it's going to be. I'm gonna go ahead and wash off my mask because it's starting to feel a bit tacky, which lets me know that it's ready. And then I'm gonna go ahead and hydrate and moisturize my skin. All right, guys, so I'm back with a fresh face. So beyond just talking about, like, the 3 things that I've been struggling with this past month and, like, how I'm trying to overcome that, I also just want to answer the question of, like, how did this become something that I wanted to do? Because I went from literally teaching, getting my master's, and creating content on the side to, like, now doing content creation full time. So if I'm being honest, it just starts from me growing up. I feel like this sounds so dramatic, but, like, literally me growing up and not really like, when people would ask, like, oh, what do you want to do when you get older? I just said a lawyer, because one, coming from an African, like a West African household, it was like, either you're going to be a lawyer, a doctor, or engineer. Anything else, you're a failure. So I was just like, I don't like math, and you need math for both engineering and being a doctor, or not necessarily being a doctor, but I didn't like math or science, so that already ruled out those 3 options. But I was good at public speaking, and I was good at arguing, and I was good at reading and writing. So I'm like, okay, naturally I'm just gonna be a lawyer and I'm gonna argue for a living. Like, that was literally my thought process. And as I got to college, I was just like, okay, I was taking these political science classes and they were cool, but they weren't a passion. So I was just floating by, kind of doing what I needed to do in order to make my parents happy. And then when I graduated, I knew I didn't want to go to law school, so I was like, you know what, let me go ahead and do a teaching program and see if I can teach. And then from there, I did a program for 6 months, and I did a teaching fellows program, and I became a teacher, and I loved it, especially the first year. I loved, all the way into the time I was done, I loved working with my kids, loved working with students. But there was this nagging, you know, passion for makeup, and that turned into me being a makeup artist, to me actually showcasing myself when it comes to content creation. So that happened in 2017, and as I went on, like, I'm just letting the toner dry, but as I went on, I started to grow and grow and grow. And I feel like from 2017, I knew that I ultimately wanted to be a full-time influencer. And I'll never forget, one of my friends, they were just like, just say you want to be an influencer, like, just say that that's your career goal. And I was just like, no, like, I don't want to say that. Like, is that actually a career? Like, is that actually something I could be successful in? Like, those same doubts came into my head, and I wasn't able to just confidently and comfortably say I want to be a full-time influencer, because I was afraid of the judgment that would come from that, like people thinking that it's not a secure or a real job, or feeling like you needed to do more. And so as a result of that, it's just like, it was in my head, I prayed for that, but I never spoke it. Like, I never said out loud, I want to be a full-time influencer confidently. Like, this is probably the first time I'm saying like that, and I'm already doing it. So it just went from, you know, transition to transition. And my last job, as I told you guys, working with the beauty industry, I think that's what really pushed me to go full-time as an influencer, because I had no time. Like, I was working so much, working not necessarily with a brand, but working behind the scenes as a brand. Like, it is so hard, especially if you are working for a startup. It is not easy at all, because there's not that many people and there's so much work that has to get done. Like, I was working over 10 to 12 hour days consistently, so I had no time really for my brand. And I feel like from that frustration of not being able to put in the amount of love and care that I wanted in my brand, I was just like, you know what, I need to save up enough, and I need to figure out how I can leave this job in order to fully full-time as an influencer. And so I just made my plan, and y'all, I don't know how, but in May I had like, and this is at the height of COVID, I had an amazing month, worked with so many amazing brands. And then the same thing happened in June, and I was like, you know what, July is the month, this is my last month, I'm leaving, I'm gonna figure it out, and I'm just gonna make it work, because this is where my passion is, and I need to be able to confidently say that this is what I want to do. And so I did it. I quit July 31st, and the first week in August was amazing. Like, when I say I was on it that first week was just like, I was on 10. And then from there, like I told you guys in the beginning of this video, the self-doubt started pouring in, and I started to just feel the fear. And instead of feeling the fear and doing it anyway, like I told you guys, I let the fear almost take control of me, until, you know, I just got to the point where I was just like, you know what, I have to fight against this. And so now we're here with me having done this for a month. It's been amazing. Moving forward, I just know that I can do it. Like, it's just a matter of me saying it. I might not necessarily always feel like it's possible, but I have to just tell myself that I can do it. I have to just believe, you know, I have to believe that it's gonna happen. I have to believe that my dream is attainable, and that it's not gonna happen for everyone else and just not happen for me just because I'm Nay. Like, no, like, if other people can do it, I can absolutely do it, as long as I have the work ethic, as long as I have faith in myself, as long as I speak positively into myself, and as long as I continue to always just learn and put myself in a position where, you know, I can actually get better. So if you are in the same position, like I said earlier, just know that it is possible. It is possible to be lost and to find your passion. and to get to the point where you're doing your passion and still feel like you're not enough. It's okay, you're normal, you're human, and you cannot compare your productivity to anyone else. You cannot compare your success to anyone else. You cannot compare your journey to anyone else. It's just not, it's not possible. We're all literally different people, and we're all gonna have different outcomes. And I know that that's something that definitely impacted me as well, is that I'll be seeing, you know, mutuals or other people, and I'll be like, oh my God, like, how is this person so consistent or so productive or always making the use out of their time? Why am I always the one that's like struggling? And it's just like, you don't know what people are going through behind the scenes. Like we almost paint this beautiful picture of what someone's journey is. We see their outcome and we just assume that it's always great, when it's like in reality they probably have a lot of struggles and a lot of hurdles that they go through individually within themselves, and they just don't talk about it, you know. And that's on my page, on my feed, when it comes to Instagram, when it comes to my content on YouTube. I always want to make sure that I don't just show you guys the beautiful aspects, but that I also show you guys the harder aspects, because I don't want you to feel how I sometimes feel, where I just feel like everyone has it together and I'm literally just the one person that just can't get it together. So now that I've applied my serum, I'm actually gonna go in and apply my eye cream. Now this eye cream is amazing. When I say amazing, amazing. So it is the Dream Eye Cream. It retails for $48. And the thing with eye creams, I don't know if you guys can actually see it, but it's like, I've been digging through it. The thing about eye creams is that they're not a product that you will necessarily run through super fast. Like, you can have an eye cream for a while just because you don't need that much. It's specifically going underneath your eye, and so you don't necessarily have to worry about like needing a new eye cream very consistently. I just want to show you guys the consistency of this as well. It is nice and thick and creamy, and I really like that, and I really look for that in an eye cream because I want it to actually hydrate underneath my eyes. So typically when I apply my eye creams, I use this finger. I don't know what it's called. It's not my, I think this is pointer, this is middle, this is ring. It's my ring finger. That was a moment. But yes, I use my ring finger. So I'm just gonna take the products off of my middle finger. I like to use my ring finger just because they say that with your eyes being so sensitive, these are the best fingers to use when it comes to applying your eye cream. I don't know why, that's what the experts say, so I'm just gonna follow the experts. So this specific eye cream has goji stem cell extract, and the purpose of that helps to smooth the appearance of fine line and wrinkles underneath your eye. Something that I have heard in the past that I believe truly is that you don't necessarily only want to take care of the skin that you currently have. You want to take care of the skin that you want to have. You want to prepare yourself. So you're never too young really to go in with an eye cream. Even if you don't have wrinkles, you can do the preventative work to make sure that, you know, you don't necessarily get them. So I went with a little bit more, and I'm just going to go above my eye as well. The ingredients in this eye cream are super amazing. First of all, I love Used to the People's, just their mission and their aspect of just being intentionally diverse, intentionally inclusive, and that being the backbone of who their brand is and who is included in their brand. It's literally everyone. But the ingredients are also just amazing. As you can see, I'm just taking my time and letting the products really sink into my skin. You always want to apply your eye cream before your moisturizer, and I'm actually just going to let it sit in for a little bit just so that all of that hydration can truly sink into my skin. One of the things that I have noticed, I'm someone that I have hyperpigmentation under my eyes. I feel like everyone always thinks my skin is perfect, but it's not. And I can say that within 2 weeks, I haven't seen major differences, just because that's not how skincare works. You're not going to see overnight differences, but I have seen like spots that I know I typically have deeper areas in pretty much fade, in combination with just like using SPF and things. But 1000% I have seen that there has been a positive impact when it comes to the hyperpigmentation under my eyes, and so I really love that about this product. So one of the key ingredients that I really love that it has is prickly pear oil, and that is actually the ingredient that addresses the issue that I mentioned. And I don't want to say a major issue, but that addresses my concern of hyperpigmentation underneath my eyes, because that product specifically works to brighten the under eye area. So I really love that. that. You can go ahead and purchase this right now at usetothepeople.com. I'll be leaving down below the exact link that you can click on in order to purchase the eye cream. But I really love it if you are someone that wants to tackle hyperpigmentation, fine lines, wrinkles. You want a clean product, you want something that doesn't have a harsh smell or any smell at all. Honestly, this is fragrance free. Then you will be able to get that from this eye cream, and again, it retails for $48. I've been loving to pair this eye cream with the Youth to the People Superfood Air Whip Moisture Cream. This moisturizer, I don't know if you guys can see, the lights are super bright, but I have also been digging through this. I love it so much. It has like a light green color to it, but it doesn't have a scent, and I love that it's not scented because of the fact that I have sensitive skin. So I just like to moisturize this, or not moisturize this, but to apply this into my skin for the added moisture. And I typically focus it on the areas not where my eye cream is, just because I've already applied my product there, but my forehead, my cheeks, everywhere else. But yeah, overall, like as far as just like my life update, I'm just moving, you know what I mean? Like I'm following my dreams, I'm chasing my dreams. I am confident in saying that my dream, my goal is to be a full-time influencer, and I'm doing that. And I'm no longer afraid and no longer hesitant to say that that's what I want to do. I will beat self-sabotage. I will beat fear, and I will feel that fear and do it anyway. So I'm super excited for what is to come. I'm super excited. As you guys know, I will be posting videos Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 6 p.m. So I'm just super excited to be here with you guys, to be consistent, and to essentially just do what I know will make me happy. You know, we have one life to live, and I don't want to again be in my rocking chair, older and more gray, and just thinking of what I wish I did when I had the opportunity to do it. So I'm doing it now, and I'm super excited that you guys are on this journey with me. I'm super excited to have your support, to have your love. You guys honestly are what keep me going, because your messages, whenever I'm going, I know I'm gonna get a message, I know I'm gonna get a DM, I know I'm gonna get a comment, people just asking where I am, if I'm okay. And I just love that y'all accept my boundaries, in the sense that I've never gotten a message of you need to come back. It's always been, are you okay? Take your time. We miss you. We can't wait to have you back. So I just want to thank you guys so much. And without you, I would not be able to be living my dreams and chasing my dreams. So thank you guys so much. I truly appreciate you, and I could not do this without you. I want to send another huge thank you to You to the People again for sponsoring today's video, and for allowing me to get an early access try to the Dream Eye Cream. It is so good. I'm like in love. Again, I will follow up with you guys. I've been using it for 2 weeks, like I said, and I will follow up with you guys in like a month or 6 weeks, just so we can see how the hyperpigmentation under my eyes is progressing, and so that we can see, like, I do have a little bit of a few wrinkles. So we'll see like the progress and see how it works. But so far I have been loving it. I've been loving a few of their products. They are so good, and I love that they're clean and they don't irritate my skin, because I have sensitive skin. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this Get Unready with me. I hope that this video motivated you to follow your dream, to chase your dream. I hope that it let you know that if you are someone that is currently chasing your dream and you're feeling fear, that you need to just keep pushing and do it anyway. I want this video to help motivate you to know that, like, everything you see on social media is not necessarily true, and just because you see the outcome doesn't mean that you saw the journey. So the journey is 10 times harder, and it is okay if you are not feeling 1000%, you know, yourself right now. You'll get there. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you go ahead and give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I will see you guys next time. Bye.